Today I want to talk a little bit about modification and adjustments. Okay, if Bob can record this and put it in the archives, and people get a chance to revisit it whenever they need to get to it again. So modification and adjustments. So what we just completed today, this program is done. We don't go back to it. It's part of the history that we do, and it goes forward, and that's something that is completed already. So we don't go back to it because we want to get to another session and move forward. So what I'm leading to is that everything that we're doing is all about long term. It's about not only we do it now, and once you get the feel of the internal feeling of what it represents, you want to do it for a lifetime. So what we just did now, what we did last week, it's already in the past. But because we're in the present moment, we learn to reap the benefits of the present moment. We don't go back in time. We don't think about tomorrow. We just enjoy the moment. That's very important because if you get hurt or something happens related to that, then you can't do it, and time passes and your interest may go in another direction, and that's very possible. So everything that we do, you can modify or make adjustments to how it's done. So let's take, for example, the Daily 10 Series program with the arm bridge. So we do it for 10 minutes. 10 minutes is actually a long time, even for the first couple of years. It's not that simple because a lot of things are going on with tension in the shoulders. Standing for 10 minutes is not easy for everybody because we all come from different backgrounds and different health conditions and situation. So you can make an adjustment. Okay, meaning that instead of doing the arm bridge, if it gets to a certain point where you can't really hold it up, don't force to hold it up. You can bring the arms down, or you can do a tree pose for a couple of minutes and then put it back out. You can do half. You can do 5 minutes of arm bridge and 5 minutes of tree pose, or any other Jan Drung positioning. I'm okay with that because everybody has different background and what they can or cannot do in the current present moment. The key important factor is that over time you'll make improvements. Over time you'll find your way in how to do the arm bridge, and you may decide to do the arm bridge combined with another stillness position. I'm okay with that as well. Because in stillness training, the principles are the same, whether you're doing tree pose or whether you're doing the arm bridge. It's just a different expression of how you feel when you're doing it. But all Zhongs are very good if you do it with the right instructions and what it was meant to be done. And take, for example, rotational rooting. I know some people may have difficulty with the knees because when they do the rotation, and that could pose a problem with, stressing the knees. So you can do it, like I said, in a smaller rotation. You don't have to go as low. I'm even okay if you do it on a chair. That's okay too. Because on a chair, you're still connected to the ground, right? The ground. So as long as you're sitting on a chair and you're connected to the ground through the chair, you're still doing another form of rotation or rooting according to what you can or cannot do. Some people have knee problems. I get that. So if you do it on a chair, that's fine too. And if you do it that way, let me know. I can give you instructions on how to do it on a chair. Okay? So take, for example, stepping in meditation walking. A couple of weeks ago, we did a long presentation lecture on the safeties of doing walking. Like, for example, not going that low, not over rotating, make sure your knees follow in alignment with your toes, right? Making sure that you're completely on one leg before you bring up the back leg, so there's no stress on the knees and the hips. So all those things play an important role in the safety also for meditation walking. Because the key thing is you want to do it in the present moment, year in, year out. When people say that, Tai Chi is very safe, you can't get hurt, that's not 100% true. You can get hurt depending on how you practice and what system you're in. So Yang style is generally pretty soft. Chen style could be a little bit more rigorous, and they do a lot of stomping. So with Chen style, if you are in a particular system, you hear that often they have knee operations because they're stomping really hard. And as a result, maybe in your 20s and 30s, you can get away with it. But if you keep training in that direction, as you get into your 40s, 50s, and 60s, and you stomp very hard or you do it very rigorously, and you go super low, you will have knee problems. It's just the body wasn't designed to have that type of strenuous activity at such an older age. It's going to catch up for most people if they continue in that light. So what we want here at the Arm Bridge Tai Chi programs is safety is very important. Make those adjustments, make those modifications as needed. I'm okay with that because as long as you keep coming and you start to understand the principles, it's not really how much you do the physical movement, it's how well you can do it internally. And if you do it internally, what are we focusing on? What are we avoiding to be careful about? FRCT. So if you don't have a lot of force, how can you get hurt? If you don't resist, how can you get injured? Okay. If your mind is always clear, then you feel more and more of the energy flowing. If you're not contracting with tension, see all those things, if you're not careful and you're not making the modification and adjustments, eventually you'll feel something not comfortable and not right. So we want to be aware of that. We want to have the proper information and how to go forward and do it. Because what you did last year, what you did right now is the past, right? I'm not going to talk to people and say, when I used to do snake creep style, I was pretty good. I go super low and I was wearing my uniform and that was 20, 30 years ago. Who cares, right? Who cares? What cares right now is that you can still do it. And Tai Chi practice, in the essence, has no room for, the word that you could use is showing off. Tai Chi essence has no room for winners and losers. Tai Chi essence is about good health. It's about sensitivity, how to find your center, how to keep the energy flowing, how to support each other and help each other to learn what it's all about. That's the more important thing. So when you have that kind of community year in, year out, 5, 10, 15, 20 years, everybody is growing together in good health. That's more important. Okay. All the other stuff is just, unfortunately, it gets into the mainstream. It becomes commercialized. They have trophies, they have ribbons, Um, I don't care about ribbons and trophies. I care about the food that Dana brings in, that Rosario brings in. That is good. I look forward to that. I don't look forward to the trophies and medals. I look forward to the laughing and the food that people bring in. That to me is much more memorable because that's what builds, what Tai Chi represents about how we relate each other through the practice, and everybody uh, regaining, getting better in their good health, that they can walk. They don't wake up in the morning having back problems. They don't worry about so much thought stressing them out. Those things is what we need to work on. So if we do it in that direction, we make modifications and adjustments to how we train, how we practice, and how we go forward. If we do that, then it'll be more beneficial and lifelong going forward. Okay, so keep that in mind, and we'll talk more about that in the future as we, sometimes remind about modifications and adjustments. Okay, so with that said, we do have a few